Hey everyone, and welcome. So let's talk about the AICE English General Paper 1 essay. You know the one. That big 600-word discursive essay. If that word count makes your stomach drop just a little bit, don't worry, you are absolutely in the right place. Today we are going to build the ultimate blueprint for success. I mean, let's be real. It's the main event of the exam, and the pressure is definitely on. You're staring at that blank page, you see that 600 words target, and your mind just goes blank. It's totally overwhelming. But what if I told you there's a clear plan, a kind of foolproof structure you can use for any essay they throw at you? Well, guess what? That's exactly what we're going to build together today. So here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the big picture essay blueprint. Then we'll get into the secret sauce, your perfect paragraph recipe. After that, we'll see it in action, draft one ourselves, and wrap up with a final checklist for success. Ready? Let's jump in. Okay, first up, the 600-word essay blueprint, and really understanding that simple three-part structure. Honestly, every single powerful essay you've ever read is built on this. Once you see it this way, it gets a whole lot less scary, I promise. So, take a look at this. It breaks down the job of each section perfectly. Your intro? Its only job is to hook the reader and lay out your main argument, your thesis. Then you've got the body. This is the heart of your essay, right? It's where you build your case with, say, 2 or 3 really solid evidence-backed paragraphs. And finally, the conclusion. Its job is to wrap things up, summarize your key points, and leave the reader thinking. And a huge pro tip, never, ever introduce new info here. It's such a simple foundation, but it is so powerful. Ah, yes, the magic number, 600 words. It sounds like a lot, right? So the big question is, how do you actually hit that target without just, waffling on and on? Well, the secret is all in how you distribute those words. And here's the plan. Check this out. You're going to aim for about 80 to 100 words for your intro. Then, for your body paragraphs, the real meat of the essay, give yourself a solid 120 to 150 words each, and then wrap it all up with an 80-word conclusion. See how that works? All of a sudden, 600 words isn't this terrifying mountain you have to climb. It's just a few smaller, totally manageable hills. Okay, let's zoom in on what I think is the most critical part of your entire essay, the body paragraph. We're going to get into the perfect recipe for it by mastering something called the Peel framework. Think of this as the engine that's going to drive your whole argument forward. So what on earth is PEL? It's just an acronym, and it stands for point, evidence, explanation, and link. It's a super simple, structured method that basically guarantees your paragraphs are going to be clear, packed with support, and, this is the most important part, truly analytical. Okay, you're going to want to screenshot this slide because this table is about to become your new best friend. Let's walk through it. P is for point. You just state your main idea in one clean sentence. E is for evidence. You back that point up with a solid fact or a specific example. Then comes the other E for explanation. This is where the magic happens, people. It's where you show your thinking, where you analyze how that evidence actually proves your point. And finally, L for link. You tie it all back to your main essay argument. And seriously, look at those sentence starters. They are absolute gold for getting you unstuck. All right, theory's all well and good, but let's see how this thing actually works in the wild. It's time to put Peel into practice. We're going to break down a really high-quality model paragraph, piece by piece. So here we go. First up, the point. Social media has had a profoundly damaging effect on the mental health of young people. Boom. See how clear and direct that is? There is zero confusion about what this paragraph is going to be about. It's a strong, assertive way to kick things off. Next up, we need some evidence. And look at this. For instance, a 2023 study by the American Psychological Association and so on. This is not just some vague opinion like a lot of people feel bad. Nope, it's a specific statistic from a named, credible source. That's what gives an argument real teeth, real authority. And now, the most important part, the explanation. This is where the writer really connects the dots for us. They don't just drop the statistic and walk away. They dig in and analyze why that statistic exists. They talk about harmful social comparison and the addictive design of the platforms. This, right here, is pure analysis. This is what separates a B-grade essay from an A-grade essay, for sure.
And to finish it off, the link. This sentence is just masterful. It neatly wraps up the paragraph's main idea and then connects it back to the bigger picture, not just the essay's thesis, but even a wider implication about policymakers. It's the perfect transition, and it leaves the main point ringing in the reader's ears.
Okay, so we've seen what good looks like, but you know what's just as useful? Seeing what bad it looks like. So we're going to flip the script. Take a look at this weak paragraph. I'll give you a second. What do you think is wrong here? Yeah, just reading that out loud feels a little clunky, doesn't it? I mean, it's trying to make a point, but it has none of the power or sophistication of that first example we saw. There are a couple of really big problems going on here. First off, the language is way too informal. You've got phrases like lots of kids, I think, and just the word bad. It sounds like you're texting a friend, not writing a formal essay. But look at these simple fixes. Instead of lots of kids, level it up to a significant number of adolescents. Swap out that weak I think for the much stronger it can be argued that. Instantly, your writing sounds way more credible and academic. But honestly, the biggest, most fatal flaw? It's that completely missing E for explanation. The writer gives us a little piece of evidence, that anecdote about their friend, but then they just stop. They never explain how one friend being distracted on their phone supports the massive claim that all technology is bad. It's like serving a meal without the main course. It's evidence without analysis, and that is a massive mistake. Okay, enough of me talking. Now it's your turn. We're going to move on to drafting your very own paragraph. And listen, this is not about staring at a blank page and hoping for inspiration. No, this is about following a super simple 4-step plan for guaranteed success. Here's the deal. Before you write a single word of the actual paragraph, you do this. Step 1, decide on your stance. Are you for or against? Step 2, write out your point as one clear sentence. Step 3, go find a specific fact or example for your evidence. And step 4, just jot down a quick note. How are you going to explain this and link it back? Seriously, taking 30 seconds to do this first means you will never, ever miss a piece of peel. Okay, so you've planned it, you've written it, but how do you know if it's actually any good? Well, you need a final check. Think of this as your quality control, a way to assess your own work just like an examiner would. So after every single body paragraph you write, I want you to quickly run through this list. Ask yourself, is my point crystal clear? Is my evidence specific, not vague? Does my explanation actually analyze, or did I just repeat myself? Does my link connect back to the big picture? Is my language formal? Did I get rid of all the I thinks? Am I in that word count sweet spot? This little checklist will make sure every single paragraph you write is absolutely rock solid. All right, to wrap this all up, I've got a challenge for you. Here are 2 real exam-style prompts. I want you to pick one, just one, and use the tools we've talked about today, that 4-step plan, the Peel framework, and just try to build one powerful paragraph. Give it a shot. Look, that 600-word essay, it's not some impossible mountain. It's just a structure that's waiting for you to build it. And now you've got everything you need. You've got the blueprint for the whole thing, you've got the recipe for each individual part, and you have the final checklist to make sure it's perfect. So the only real question left is, which powerful argument are you going to build first?